100.
Welcome to Keeping It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports, where we highlight both coaches and student athletes from the state of Oklahoma, all the way from the youth, middle school, high school, collegiate level, and sometimes even professional. With my big bro Tony, little bro Big E. How we doing today?
Man, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's up, E?
Oh, nothing much. You know,
feeling good?
Feeling good.
Why? Because OU won and OSU and USC lost?
Nah,
That's what it is?
I'm feeling good about the OU win, but I ain't one of those fans that's gonna bash OSU.
No. This is what I don't like.
That was a great game.
What you don't like?
I don't like, we got our little tread, and RT, you pretty neutral, but Coach Jones want to get on there and tell me last week I'm hurting because OU gets beat. Man,
right.
I like OU. I like OSU. But you can't blow a 17-point lead.
Yeah.
Is that keeping it what?
That's keeping it 100.
In USC last night, you get Caleb Williams crying. Man, you a grown-ass man. Quit crying, boy. You got, 8 more games. And they still going to take care of you. Kind of how they, USC is one of them top-notch teams. You got Snoop there. You got all the stars there.
Right.
So everybody, they ain't going to fall too far.
Okay.
You can't be like Coach Jones. He lose one game, he falls to number 7.
Says who?
Whoever who was that? Is that OK Prep?
I don't know.
Oh, you
I
didn't see
haven't
that? Oh, you haven't seen that? Let me show you that real quick. I mean, here we go. We're gonna talk about it real quick. You got Kawita number 1.
That's Prep Red Zone.
Prep Red Zone. I'm sorry, OK Prep, if I did you wrong. Prep Red Zone. You got Kawita number 1.
Okay.
It's undefeated. You got Kyle Roberts lost 2 games. Beat Bishop McGinnis this over the past weekend. And then you got Bishop McGinnis lose a game. They just dropped to number 3. It was 2. They dropped to 3.
Okay.
Then you have Guthrie that's lost to Bishop McGinnis. And they just beat some. They beat up on Southeast, 70-6. They number 4. You got Grove, which we're gonna have their starting tailback on today, Emmanuel Crawford.
Okay.
Be on. They're number 5. Then you have McAllister that got beat by Kawita.
49-0.
Yeah. And they came back this week to beat East Central. Number 6, and you have Dell City that played a pretty tough non-conference schedule.
Right.
Stepping out playing Choctaw.
Okay.
Played Booker T.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Played Midwest City? Played Midwest City.
Yep.
Okay. Lost to McAllister by 1 point, in overtime, and they fall to number 7. And if I'm Collinsville, I'm upset too because I'm the state champion and I'm sitting at number 8.
Undefeated. Okay.
But a tough game coming.
Maybe they know something.
Hey, I don't know. I'm just saying, whoever's doing the polls and all this, man, I'm just saying. But we got a couple special guests today, right?
Who that?
Quite a bit.
We got DeQuasie. I would say something, but I might get in trouble. But hold on real quick. I got a phone call coming from the bat line.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. You hear that ringing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, let me answer this. Yeah, it's Tony Johnson. Oh, HR Jessica. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh, I can say Tony the Tiger, because we ain't got the copyright on that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
We got permission?
We got permission. HR said I can say it.
And that's all that we need.
That's all I need then. Because you know what?
What's that?
I don't like it when people get upset if I say something. This is my podcast.
Right.
Our podcast.
Right.
One team, one dream.
Sir.
So if I call a young man that we're going to have another special guest
Okay.
that came out with a metal plate in his collarbone.
So when you do the x-ray, you'll see.
Yeah, you'll see the metal plate. And so I called him the what?
Man of Steel?
Man of Steel, because why?
Well, because he came back really early after having surgery in the steel rod in his chest. So
Yes,
he
sir.
actually has steel in him.
So I get a text.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't get the text. Actually, Big E get the text.
Big
Big
E.
E, explain to me real quick.
Well, there's a certain individual out there that didn't like the comments that Tony had said, and then rather going to Tony, he came to me. And,
In a tweet.
I think it was taken out of context. Some people, they think everything's about them,
It's
but
not.
it's not, At the same time, we're a podcast. We're going to say what we want to say. And the good thing about having this podcast, we can say whatever we want and not have any repercussions to it.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So,
And it wasn't, man, I'm not here to dog no kid. I love every kid. But, that was said because when we was doing the tweet, I reached over to RT. He over there, what he does best. And I said, man, I was going to call him the bionic man, was I not?
Yes.
But it didn't sound good.
No.
So we said, man, he got to still play. So it wasn't a shot at no other kid.
Right.
We just said that because, man, Reed came out and balled out.
Man.
Balled out on Friday night. Came off the bench. He was kind of like a pitcher. He came in and closed the game out. Closer.
And, you and I both last week, I said, hey, Carl Albert more than likely will get the number 1 seed coming out of District 2. And you said in order for them to do that, they're going to need the DeQuasie show. He showed up and showed out.
He showed up and showed out on both sides
of the ball.
Both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And so, man, nobody take it personal because I call him the man of steel. I apologize if anybody think I'm trying to disrespect him because I'm not.
Negative, no.
Because my job.
Because if that was the case, we wouldn't ask for so many to partner and be on the show.
Yes, sir.
It's not your fault that, there's schedule conflicts.
Yes, sir.
And no one comes. But we would love to partner with any and everyone. And
Everybody.
We're here. Like I said in the beginning of the show, our goal, our show is to highlight those student athletes as well as coaches from youth all the way up to professional.
Hey, we want to give a shout out to that coach over at Choctaw because he got what number win was that he got? I said congratulations.
It was 42.
42, 43. Well, congratulations, Coach Corbin.
Congrats,
keep doing
Coach
your
Corbin.
thing over there, man.
But you ain't done yet. You got a gold ball to win.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it. I mean, like I said, Corbin gave me a shout out the other day, texted me, told me, great job on the Gundy show, man. So, man, sometimes you got to fix your relationships to make things better. And that's what I want. I want everything to be better. Fix your relationship. Sometimes you do. But, hey.
I agree.
I said sometimes. I'm not saying all the time, but I said I think we cool now. You know what I'm saying? And, me and my wife talked about that today. Sometimes,
You've always been cool. Communication's the key, though.
That's it. You're keeping it 100. But, folks, like I said, we got a hot show, man. We got Reed DeQuasie. Uh-oh. We got a little.
Show. What's the show? Keeping it 100?
Yeah.
Hey, we got. Hey, bob your head with me a little bit, okay? See what I'm saying? Where you at, Tony? Yeah.
Like I said, we got Reed DeQuasie.
Right?
Yeah. We got Emmanuel Crawford from Grove.
Yep.
Sitting at 7-0, one of the best running backs in the state.
Yeah.
And then we also got another one.
Red.
Mr. Red.
Martell. Yeah.
Where is he from?
That guy is from
Biggs.
But, folks, that's what we do over here at Keep It 100. We're
Yeah.
reaching out to 405.
Yeah.
Reaching out to 918.
Yeah.
All we doing is trying to keep it straight.
Huh.
Because all we doing is doing what?
Keep it 100.
100. Woo! I love it. Yeah. Little Sunny Groove. Here we go. Yeah.
So what's up? You want to get into college?
Hey, let's get into college real quick.
Let's go, E.
Let's get into
We got about
it.
10 minutes.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with OU. OU trying to bounce back after 3 games skid, losing 3 in a row, getting blown out in 2 of those 3. And I think this was a huge game. You're hosting a ranked team at home. Granted, it's Kansas, but Kansas is not. They're not the old Kansas no more. They're a legitimate team, and it sucks that they're without their starting quarterback for a little bit.
And running back.
So I got a question for you, real quick.
Yep.
Had they had their starting quarterback and running back, do you think it would have been a difference in maybe
absolutely
the gap in the score?
Absolutely,
Okay.
I think it would have made a difference had they had Jalen Daniels and Deuce. Because both of them have been doing their thing this season. Jalen Daniels, those first 4 games, he's getting talks about the Heisman, and then Deuce Highshaw, he's doing his thing, toting the rock. So it definitely would have been a different game. So but OU had Dylan Gabriel back, and you can tell that offense is a different unit.
Huge difference.
Different unit when Gabriel's out on the field. So that's just a testament of how valuable he is to the team. Probably the most valuable player on that team. Because we saw last week and the week before, how our offense wasn't able to get stuff moving without him on the field. So there's that, and then you saw Gavin Freeman have one heck of a catch, pretty good thrown ball. 41-yard catch, and everybody thought with those new jerseys on, I gotta say those new jerseys were clean.
Yeah, all thing I didn't like about it, you couldn't tell the numbers, man. You couldn't
tell. It was hard to tell the numbers.
What did it say on the back of the jersey?
It said Unity.
Unity.
And those jerseys were designed by a few former players to honor Prentice Gott, who was the first African American man to get a scholarship and play at football at the University of Oklahoma. So I think that's pretty cool that they were able to honor him through those uniforms, and they look clean. So hopefully we bring those things out another time this year. But great game. Kansas, I like I said earlier, I think it is a different game that Jalen Daniels and Deuce were out if they were out there. But this was a big game. You had a bunch of recruits in the building. And then you never want to head into the bye week taking a loss either. So, getting that win going into the bye week and getting back over 500, it was a big win for OU. And, they still got a pretty tough schedule ahead of them. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
got OSU, you got Baylor, you got West Virginia, Iowa State, and the thing about the Big 12 this year is that there's not really a weak team. You know,
No, you're right about that.
West Virginia's won some big games. Iowa
Baylor
State's won
Thursday
some big
night.
games. Yeah, Baylor's been doing their thing. You know, and the thing about Baylor is they just got a great coaching staff over there. Those guys are smart, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. So things like that. But in OU defensively, they still need to improve. You know, everybody talks about how complicated that defense is, and I think these guys are still trying to learn it. You did see a guy on defense, a couple newcomers to the OU defense. You had C.J. Colden, a transfer from Wyoming. He got that one-handed interception,
Big time.
tipped it up, and as he's falling down, he catches it. And then you had Robert Spears Jennings, a kid from Broken Arrow, 918 kid, laid the boom on the quarterback on the
Boom,
sideline
boom.
right there. Great pursuit, great angle. It was a good tackle, but you know, honestly, I would have liked to have seen him wrap up. It was a good hit, but I think, you know, you're not going to be able to do that against everybody, you know. So wrapping up is important. So, anyways, on to the OSU game. Wasn't able to watch much of it. It was on at the same time as that Tennessee-Alabama game. Those two games were just.
Woo.
Man,
I got to ask one question, though.
what's that?
Do they play defense in the SEC?
don't
I'm just
know.
saying, because
I
I
think
told my
those are
brother.
just-
I told my brother this. I said, "Oh, you gonna fit in good with that?" Because Alabama or Tennessee, it was like a arena football game.
Well, I mean, I think both of those offenses are just so high-powered. They have so much explosiveness on those offenses. You got two quarterbacks that can sling the rock.
Man.
You have wide receivers that'll take the top off the defense. You know, those teams are both loaded on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, you had one of Tennessee's receivers, I think his last name's Hyatt. He had 6 catches, over 200 yards receiving, and 5 of those catches were for touchdowns.
I gotta ask you this question, Nick.
Yeah.
Do you think OU second guesses they should have picked up Heupel?
I know as a fan I am. You know, we ran Heupel out of town for old stinking Lincoln, and
Stinking Lincoln.
Stink Lincoln.
I
Stinking
like that.
Lincoln. That's what I'm not a big Skip Bayless fan, but that's what Skip Bayless calls Lincoln Riley, and I think it's kind of funny. So, anyways, so
But on the OSU game, man, you know, they talked about Spencer Rattler was not Rattler, but
Spencer Sanders.
Spencer Sanders was not going to play because of his shoulder. But I think the first half he looked pretty good. Whatever kind of medication they had him on, man, he looked really good. As you can see in the second half, his throws were short. And this is something I got to say too, man. Y'all really thought about it, because I sit around and I think Gundy will be the QB next year, right?
Now,
And-
Spencer
and-
Sanders
now, and
actually
Spencer-
got another year.
If Spencer comes back.
Okay.
Well, and then you also got to think OSU also has a pretty highly recruited or a highly rated 4-star quarterback from the state of Nebraska coming in next
But
year.
wait.
So-
You let me finish though, real quick.
all right.
Because you got Gundy that's up there right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Little brother at Stillwater trying to win a state championship this year. He's going to have to go through them Yellow Jackets and Muskogee. But he isn't committed nowhere, and he's probably having a good year. Where do you think he's going to go? Most likely
I
OSU,
don't
right?
know, because
But most likely
only one of
OSU.
them can wear the number 12.
But wait a second. Let me finish, Vic. Let me finish, Vic.
All
Vic,
right, all
RT.
right, all right.
Because if you're thinking for the next 8 to 10 years, there's going to be a Gundy at the helm at quarterback at Oklahoma State, because he's going to follow his brother. He's going to follow his dad. Because you bring him in, do like his brother did, kind of sit out, go to class, red shirt, then come back and start football. By that time, his brothers have 2 or 3 years in. If he plans on going to the league, he'll leave out, and then baby brother come in. So, and then if you add, check it out. Then if you add Cal to the mix, it'd be all Gundy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I was kind of looking at that because I think, I think Sanders kind of got beat up the second half. I love seeing his mom and dad. Mom was sitting up there with the TCU fans, just giving it to him. But at the end, I think they gave it to her, though. 17-point lead, man. I mean, you got to go score. First half they looked great. Second half they looked like a totally different team. I was rooting for OSU. I know I'm not a big OSU fan, but I was rooting to see them get a national championship, man. It'd be good to see them win a Big 12. But it's still open, though. It's anybody's ball game. TCU's going to get knocked off by somebody, but I'm just saying you got to keep winning. You keep winning, you're going to keep moving up. Hopefully they don't fall too far from the rankings. But I think OSU is one of the better teams in the Big 12.
I still think they're the best team. Well, I don't know. TCU does look good. I mean, they've been doing it.
The quarterback had a bad game, and they still found a way to win.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So they still found a way to win. But I still think Texas is a good team. They took everything they had. I think they kind of had a hangover from the OU game. Came out and played against Iowa State roughly, and Iowa State had a chance to go out and win the ball game. The quarterback fumbles. Probably should have had a targeting hit. They didn't call it. But Texas, man, I tell you, that quarterback, that kid, he makes the game look so easy. It seems like he's trying, and that play they ran to get the lead, that little yo-yo route, excellent call, man. So,
that was a great
I'm
call.
out there with you, Big E. But I think OU will find a way to get in not playoffs, but I think they'll find a way to get in the bowl game. They'll knock off a couple teams. They got 4 wins. They need 2 more to get in the bowl game. You can see it on Coach Venable's face that little relief that, hey, man, he said, hey, Sooner Nation, thank you for supporting me, blah, blah, blah. It's always good when you win. When you win, and I don't think Venables or Levy, none of them guys want to lose. I think they went to the drawing board. I think they got slapped in the face and said, hey, man, I don't know if the head man of OU said, hey, we can't be getting this done. This ain't never happened to us at OU,
Right.
and we ain't going to start it now. I think Levy kind of opened up the playbook a little bit more. I don't know what he was waiting for.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to open up to go win ball
And
games.
another thing that's, with the transition is you're trying to change the culture.
Yes, sir.
The culture that Brent Venables is instilling is way different than what Lincoln Riley was. I was watching a podcast earlier this week, and, it was kind of players weren't held accountable under Lincoln Riley.
Yes, sir.
They were missing workouts, and there was no punishment to that. There was all this kind of this and that, and Venables ain't gonna have that. So and then you hear on the same podcast, you hear these guys are insiders. If y'all pay attention to Parker Thune and I can't remember the other guy's name. I apologize, but they know what's going on within that program. They got good connections, so I trust what they say. And, they said that after that Kansas State loss, you see a bunch of these older guys that were recruited by Lincoln Riley and everything. They kind of mentally checked out after that one loss. And I think so. Brent Venables, they were talking about in practice. Brent Venables was like, if there's any coach, player, staff, trainer, whatever that does not want to be here, I
What
will
did he
walk
say?
you-
Hit the road, Jack.
Yeah,
and don't you come back no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack.
Gotta throw that clip in there.
Yeah.
But we do got some exciting people to interview today.
Yes, we do.
Hey, real quick though, before we jump that, I want to say there was 3 upsets yesterday. I want to say Alabama, USC, and then there was one more. Who else got? Well, there was one more that got beat yesterday that shouldn't have got beat.
You haven't been talking
OSU?
about OSU.
OSU, yeah. So, man, yesterday was upset Saturday, and it's going to keep happening each week because no one's going to go undefeated in college football no more. And but folks, like RT said, we got some interviews to do today and get these guys on. So we'll be right back after what?
After one of our sponsors.
Keep it at 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. Welcome back to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday afternoon. We got a special guest coming straight off the, what do you want to call it? When you get, what do you call it, surgery board?
Yeah.
Mr. Reed DeQuasie. How you doing, Mr. Reed DeQuasie?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Man, it's good. It's good. It's Sunday afternoon, man. It's good to see you back on the field
Man.
on Friday night, man. The show is called Keep It 100, and that's what we do here. And we said it a few weeks back, man. If
Yes, we
Colorado's
did.
going to have a chance to win a state championship, they're going to need your presence.
Just like we needed you last year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And folks, and we kind of sat on the Bishop McGinnis side, and they're over there saying, man, we thought he was hurt. But it was good to see you back on the field and do your thing, man. And I got to ask you right off the bat, did you feel any kind of pain? Was you nervous a little bit?
I was going into the game, going through all the meetings and stuff earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't very nervous at all. And then when I got there and I knew I was about to go in, I got a little nervous.
Yeah.
You just got to play at the end of the day. But
Right.
There was no pain or nothing with it. The doctors did a great job, in my opinion.
Well, you definitely couldn't see any nervousness to your gameplay on both sides of the ball. I think it was definitely a big weight lifted off of your shoulders. Going at last year, transferring and going through the adversity, which has nothing to do with the injuries, and then going into the first season with the mindset of losing in the semis. So the goal at Carl Albert and your goal is always to get back to the championship and win that gold ball. So after you went down in your senior year, it was definitely tough. But for you to come back ahead of schedule,
Yes, sir.
and put the team on your back as if you didn't miss a rep, that's amazing, man. I'm just so happy for you because so many other guys do not get the opportunity. They get injured or other things happen, and they don't get to play ball their senior year. And for you to come back at one of the biggest games this year against McGinnis, and like Tony said, you had coaches and fans over there was like, oh, we thought he was hurt. We thought he wasn't supposed to return it to at least the playoffs. So that lets you know that they respect you a little bit.
It's nice, but I did the best break I could, really. And it gave me an opportunity to be able to come back because I was really scared when it happened.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead. Finish it.
But as soon as I kind of got to the doctor, then we got everything figured out with like surgery and rehab time. It kind of gave me hope, and I tried to put it in the team because I knew the team was kind of after the first week. It was kind of a big punch to us.
Right.
We got to get some stuff figured out.
And nothing taken from Cash. I know he's done a good job handling the team while you was off, getting rehab and getting yourself back together. But one of the biggest things that you can see, and I know X-Rob a benefit out of this a little bit more because Cash is a throwing quarterback. Not saying you're not, but you're so dangerous with your arm and your legs, and you can see what it did for X-Rob, open up more holes, that little option. I think the first place you ran, and him getting 15 to 20 yards. And so now a team, they can't just sit back and just stock the box and go man to man on the outside of the receivers. Now they got to count for you, and you can saw the big difference in the Bishop McGinnis game because at one point in time you guys were down 14-3. Then you come in the ball game, and then and I don't want people to take it wrong. Colorado fans, coaches, nobody take it wrong, think it was all Reed. But when you come in the game, it was kind of like that that 6 man on the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I agree with you.
Yeah. Big E, you got any questions?
Yeah, I see this highlight on Twitter, this pass that, it was a beautiful pass. Right over to the defender, right into the bread basket, as they call it, to your receiver, to help set you up to score. And I think, was that the play that set up the score to help y'all take the lead, if I'm correct?
Yes, that gave us the lead going into giving them the ball with about a minute left.
Nice pass, by the way.
That was just, I was watching that, and, your finish at the top, I don't know. I know you play golf, it kind of reminded me of you hit a good shot, you hit that little golf twirl, you twirl the club, that little finish. So at the top, I don't know, you had some swag to it. But talk about that play and after you're entering the game and everything, what changed and what ultimately allowed y'all to come back and get that win.
So when we were going to a pregame and knowing what they were doing, they would always talk about how McGinnis likes to switch your coverages. Mm-hmm. And we had our play called, and on the outside it was a fade route. And I watched the corner because they showed a cover 3 look, and then they walked back down, and he was manned up.
Okay.
So when I took my first 2 steps, I was peeking at the outside to see if Tristan got to the outside, which he did in no time. So I just set up and I let him go make a play because he's been open all night.
Okay, that's
just
good.
a matter of him going and getting it.
That's
well
big time.
said.
Well, what I like about that, Reed, because it just sit there and tell you didn't sit around and pout when you got hurt.
No,
you sat there and you got on the film and you watched game film and you kept yourself prepared to what's going on through the season. Because I really, like I said, I'm excited for you. Because this is your senior year, and like RT kind of pointed, some kids don't get to finish your senior year, and that's a big devastating because going down week 1 on a fluke hit, and now you come back strong. Yeah. And now I'm telling you right now, everybody in 5A is looking because I'm telling you, I'm not saying they couldn't have won it without you, but it gives them another big punch having you. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care who's coaching that team, Don, Bobby Joe, whoever, they're happy to have you because it just makes the team 10 times better. Definitely. And that's keeping it 100.
Yes, sir. It's nice to be back on the field and just being able to play with my brother. Shane.
But
That's kind of for me.
But everybody's talking about your offense. Let's talk about that defense,
Yeah.
though. I mean, let's talk about
you
that,
see that
man.
play where he broke on the ball,
He
jumped
broke on the
up in
ball.
the air like Jordan, and give me that.
But this is the deal about it, and I'm gonna say this real quick. This is the deal about Reed, though, guys.
Uh-huh.
He's a hell of an athlete.
Yes.
Everybody talked about the McCarty kid over at McAllister, and I told your daddy this. If you play both ways, if you just and I know your dad loves quarterback because he used to be a quarterback at Maroney, and you know he was a safety. He was my strong safety when I was there at Midwest City. I was corner. The deal is though. Man, you're just a hell of an athlete, man. And people talk about there's some great athletes in the state of Oklahoma, but man, you just stand out. You're not just a great athlete in football, basketball, track. And this is what I'm gonna really tell people don't know about. See, Reed used to get in there and bang with Gabe Johnson in wrestling.
Yeah.
Reed could be a state champion. You know what I'm saying, Reed? People don't know about that. Reed used to have to go in there and bang with Gabe, and Gabe was a few years older than Reed. And so they used to get over there at Chata room, and Richie would make Gabe beat up on Reed. But I'm just telling you, the kid could be a state champion in wrestling if he put his mind to it. So not just a football player, basketball player, or track. The guy could also go out and wrestle for Colt Hodges this year and help the team win a state championship. So Reed, man, I'm pumped up, man. I've been a big fan of yours.
Yep.
I caught a little slack calling you the man of steel, but I didn't want to call you Ballot man. But you know deep in your heart, you got to still play to you. So let people know about that.
I know what you meant.
Yes, sir. It just hurts because, man, I'm a big fan of yours, man, and I love all kids, man. That's one thing about me. I don't care who they are, what school they go to. Man, Reed DeQuasie is a great kid. And even my daughter says that, man. You always have a smile on your face. You always wave. You always say hi.
4.0 student.
4.0 student. Talk to me, RT.
Man,
you get me fired up here.
Well, we got to. It's keeping it 100.
Let's keep it 100.
No, we're just very excited for you, Reed. I mean, like I said, to go down in your senior year, the first game, and possibly not be able to play your senior year, that impacts, that weighs a lot on you and any others that went through and experienced something similar to that. But for you, just in your words alone, you said that you were happy to be back to play with your brothers. That statement alone says a lot. And then for you to stay ready and let the coaches know that you're ready and building that trust with them, the coaches appreciate it, the teams appreciate it, the whole school and everyone appreciate it. So hats off to you. Continue to do what you do, and that's just ball out.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Red, I got to ask you one question, though, man. Going into these next few weeks, playoffs, you guys got a chance to do something big this week. The next 2 weeks, you knock off Guthrie, then you knock off Piedmont. You guys be sitting at the #1 seed in district. There's some other teams on the other side of the state. McAllister, Coweta, Grove. Everybody, I keep telling about it. Everybody laughing when I say Grove. We're going to have their running back on here in a few minutes. But, I know you're not looking ahead, but, like I said, you take care of business against Guthrie this week. It put you guys in the driver's seat.
Right.
I know you set out for a few weeks, so is there some teams that you like, man, it's going to be tough going against? Is there some teams out there that you're looking forward to facing?
The team I want to play against, Coweta.
Payback. Let's get it.
Hey, payback.
I want to play Coweta so bad.
Well, if Coach Joe's going to take care of it,
Yeah, if Coach Jones over at Dale City takes care of business, you'll see them in the second round of playoffs if y'all take care of business and win out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think our biggest competition's ourselves now.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You guys
We got all the pieces. We just got to fix them and put them in the right place.
Player
And
coach.
That's it, man. I know Coach Dunn and Farley and Johnson, everybody's happy to have you back, man. I mean, it was a big-time win against Bishop McGinnis, getting down 14-3 and coming back and finding a way. And one thing about you, Reed, you've done it 3 times. You've done it to Bishop McGinnis, so I know on Halloween they're going to scream, when they see your face, because it's scary because every time you get on the field against them, they think they got a chance, and guess what? They come up short. But I want to tell you, though, you've done it 3 times so far, and I know you still got some more left in you. You drove your teams. You took your team and put them on the back and drove them down the field and had the last winning touchdown, man. That's pretty cool. And I think if you would have got that same opportunity against Collinsville, you'd have done the same thing.
Yep.
I do believe that.
Yeah. But Reed, man, I ain't going to hold you up. I know you got film. You got to go get ready for Guthrie and then Piedmont and going into playoffs, man. I just want to have you on. I didn't get a chance to do it Friday night. But it's a blessing to have you back, man. And I tell you, God is good. He works in mysterious ways, and I know you're a Christian family. You have a great mother and father. Your grandpa and grandma. I mean, I know they're all excited to see you back on the field. So, man, you keep doing your thing, man, and your blessing's gonna come. UCO's looking at you. If UCO get a chance to get you, they're gonna get a great player, but you're gonna get a big one, man. It's coming. So just hold on. It's like Christmas. Sometimes you gotta wait to open that present on December 25th, but it's coming.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, man. Have a great evening.
Yep.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you too.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, folks, that's Reed DeQuasie, man. I just tell you, man, the story is a story that you want to put on Lifetime.
Man, let me tell the story real quick.
I'm going to let you do it, RT. I ain't going to take
So when
your
you leave
thunder.
one school community and transfer the correct way and move out of your home, and there's so many other things, and that's what I was touching on when I said he overcame adversity. And I'm just not talking about the injury. When you come to a new school and you have a kid there that is up next and you got to compete with him. And so you're not only competing with that individual, but you're competing to win the trust of your brothers, just as he said, as well as the coaches. And that in itself is challenging and added stress that most kids don't have to go through. And then you win that battle. But all year you have someone on your heels that's constantly trying to challenge you, and you're still trying to prove to those guys that the other quarterback went to school with for many years. And then you come into this year, and now you have another situation where it's a battle between you and as well as another kid who transferred in. Although you took him to the semis and you think that position is yours to lose and it's just handed, it wasn't really that way. So he was dealing with a lot of that competition as well, and then he goes down. So you're thinking like this young man is still already battling with winning the trust of the coaches and the players, and then this happens in his senior year. He didn't let that break him. He allowed that to make him.
Yes, sir.
So he continued to develop, stay focused, never missed a practice watching film, and he stayed ready so he doesn't have to get ready, and he came up big.
That's big. I mean, everything you said is 100% right on the spot because, like you said, dealing with breaking your collarbone, your first game of your year, and I'm telling you right now, man, I'm shocked that you came back that quick, man. But you know that this days and age, with the new doctors and all the new stuff that they got, that they can make you come back quick, man. You see guys tear their Achilles and they come back faster and stronger. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing with him, man. I mean, he didn't miss a beat, RT.
He did.
You can see the first couple of times he went down, he kind of favored, but on that fourth and 5, and when he got that, it took everything he had to get that, and he took some hits, folks. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, Bishop McGinnis said, "Hey, if you gonna come out here and play, we're gonna let you know. We're gonna hit you. But I just like the way he carried himself, man. The way he carries himself, he's not cocky, he's not arrogant.
Nope.
And that takes, man. I'm telling you, people want to be around people like that because it makes the game of the game joy. I mean, granted, he ain't got the big offer, and I hope he does get to something.
He'll get it.
He's gonna get something. I mean, and the thing about it though, man, today and age with the transfer portal, you can go to a school for a year and pack up and get out and go play somewhere for the next 4 years. So he's gonna get something, man. Richie, sit back with your flip flops and let it fly because your boy is special, man. Yep. I'm just telling you, man. That DeQuasie name, anybody that's been around Midwest City for the last 30, 40 years, man, that name goes a long way, and it tells you why those boys are special, man. And I know Grandma and Grandpa, man, is smiling, ear to ear because their grandbaby's back on the field. And like I said, not taking that from Cash because Cash is a hell of an athlete himself. You don't pick up a D1 offer to play baseball if you ain't a good athlete, especially with the way the baseball circle's going now, man. I'm watching that fall classic, man, and there's some good games going on. The Braves got beat out, but I just tell you, man, Cash, hold on, because like I said, you still got 1 more year. Yep. But Cash, he's gonna go to college for baseball. Yeah. Yep. And so I think the coach has done a great job, getting the game prepared, believing in him and putting him in the game. So a little kudos to them for that. But I gotta say something real quick.
What's that?
What's that on E's head? What kind of hat is that, E?
It's a golf hat. It's called Bad Birdie.
Bad Birdie.
Bad Birdie.
Well, E, because I know you was over there talking a little bit of Tiger Woods with his throwing motion and all that, man. You gotta,
I was talking about, the swag. The swag. I don't think that's the thing about it. I think he does it and he doesn't even realize it. He's just that guy.
He's that guy, huh?
So yeah, and that's kind of comparison I was making in that
No,
situation.
I like it, man. I mean, this is the thing about doing this show, man. We get to talk to different kids week in and week out, man, and don't hold nobody back. We've had kids from all over, 918, 405, Tulsa, whatever we want to talk to a kid, man. The kid that I really want to talk to, man, and RT kind of hit me on, is a young man from Norman North, man. Norman North is balling out, man.
Yep.
Knocked off 2 great teams in Jinx and then knocking out Broken Arrow. And their quarterback's name, what? Six killer. Boy, that boy balling.
Yeah.
Boy, that boy is balling. He don't know me from Adam and Eve, but I'm just telling you, son, we get a chance to get you on. I'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
I got my man from Moore, Corey D. We're going to have you on, man. He hit me up. Coach, what am I going to get? I said, boy, you keep doing your thing, man. He had another great game. They came up short against Jinx. Moore did, but I just tell you, man, this guy's just a junior. He's doing big things. I got to tell you, folks, man, we have my man over from Bigsby.
Oh, yeah, Coach Cole?
No.
Tyson Williams. Okay.
Hey, I hit Tyson up yesterday. He was at Stephen A. Austin. That's big.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting some junior college, some small stuff now. He's getting some small D1 stuff. So, Mr. Williams, keep doing your thing. When you're the number 1 team in the state and y'all beating everybody by 80, people look at you. And when you're winning, people come and check you out. If you lose, you ain't going to get that many looks. So, that's why I tell people all the time, man, keep winning. Cedric, we got to saw Cedric Frazier the other day. Just turned 18. Happy birthday, Mr. Frazier.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, he's doing this thing week in and week out. So, I just tell you, man, it is so good to talk sports, man. Something I love to do and talk about some of these young men and watch them grow and what they're going to do next. But I tell you, I really had another good time. I know we got another kid. I had a great time. I got to hang out with Mr. Raylan Sherman.
Yeah.
And I tell you, man.
That's my
dog.
dog.
That young man, I'm telling you, man, the kid, you got to give him love, man. He's
Great
tweeting
kid.
out about Carl Albert, ex-Rob, getting a touchdown, man. He's the first one that tweets it out. Get him some
Still
love,
supporting
man.
his
Still
teammates,
supporting his
just
teammates.
like Reed said, supporting his brothers.
His brothers, man. And like I told him, man, I'm granted you didn't get to finish your football career, but the most important thing I want him to do?
What's that?
I want him to go win a state.
He's, what? Whether he win or lose, he's a champion.
He's a champion. Always.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He's already set up in
He's
life.
built different. It's in his DNA.
He's built different because he got that Sherman in him.
Man.
Can I say that?
Said it late, but got it straight.
Can I say that? Because
Man.
I don't want nobody.
Yeah, you can say it. I mean, anytime it's the truth, say it.
Okay. That's
The
what
truth will set you free. You know what I mean? Real quick. We
Okay.
all over the place, but you guys was talking about cash and baseball. Shout out to before we get into our next interviews, I want to touch on or say congratulations to all of the young ladies who qualified for the state playoffs for softball.
Oh, yeah,
and a special shout out to those who won it.
Yes, sir.
In 6A, Edmond Memorial won their 4th championship. 5A, Piedmont won their 3rd championship. 4A, Lone Grove won their 3rd championship. 3A, Washington won their 9th championship.
Ooh, they cold.
2A, Morrison took care of business for the 2nd time. That's their 2nd championship. And in Class A, Cadeau, if that's how you pronounce it correctly, got their 2nd one. And then in Class B, Stewart got their 2nd one.
That's big
So
time.
congratulations to everyone.
Big time shout out. I know Carl Albert girls fell short.
To Piedmont, the one who won it all.
And then I know Choctaw took their team over there and they got beat by Memorial, the team that won it all. So
Okay.
it just tells you right there, man, great job on these teams on this side of state in women's softball, because I tell you, man, that women's softball and women's volleyball has gotten just as important as men's football. I tell you get a scholarship and get your school paid for it. Go get it, young ladies. So real quick, we'll be right back after what?
After one of our sponsors.
Keeping it 100.
Oklahoma High School Sports.
Man, Dad, all this crazy weather has gotten our roof and gutters all messed up.
Good thing we know some guys over at Rain Down Roofing and Gutters. They can inspect and repair your roof and gutters and get in contact with your insurance company in 72 hours or less.
Call Jay Hunt at Rain Down Roofing and Gutters at 405-473-0674. No job is too big or too small for Rain Down Roofing and Gutters. In 6A, man, I mean, you saw Jinx over Moore, 49 to 41. Like I said, Moore's right there. They got to win out. It's going to be tough for them to get in because, like I said, all Zoe got to do is beat Southmore, and Zoe lost a tough from 9 to 7. I don't know what kind of game was that, boy. I'm telling you, everybody probably fell asleep, woke up, and the game was still going. 9 to 7 against Enid. Then you got Bigsby. All they do is what?
Win. Their
All they do
55th consecutive.
56.
56?
56.
My
Last
apologies.
week we did the 5-5.
Beating Broken Arrow 77-17.
Man, it's not even fair.
It's not fair.
Nah.
And they're ranked
So
number 2.
you know what?
if they went out, it would be like what 61, 62 games consecutively.
Something like that.
Yeah, they raising the
And they're
bar.
number 2.
I would like to see. I know this is in the future here, but I would like to see Bixby try to take on one of these powerhouses from Texas, Florida, California.
Yeah.
I
Go
think
get
I'd like
that
to see-
IMG game.
Go get IMG. Go get I don't know team out of Duncanville, Texas. Go get them. Let's see. I think not only that, Bixby. Let's just be honest, they're the best team in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it would put Oklahoma high school football on the map if they can go out there
Yes, sir.
and beat a Texas or a Florida or
Yeah.
a California high school team. I'd like to see it next year. So, Coach Cole, if you're listening, let's try to get something set up for next year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then you got my man Norman North. You know, they're knocking off Sophomore 64 to 10. With the hottest team playing 6A right now. Besides Bigsby and Union, sitting at 5-2 with the coolest QB name and then Six Killer. The kid is balling out. Like I said, love to have him on the show. I tell you, Norman North has put their name right there in the books to get a good spot in the playoffs. So man, you got they're doing big things. They really are. Then you got Union knocking off Mustang. Everybody thought Mustang was a contender. Union let them know real quick.
53-21.
53-21. And that's with the OU commit, Jacoby Johnson. They kind of shut him down. So I just tell you right there, Union's the real deal. I think my man that we had on the show, B. Ray, had an interception. It might have even been a pick 6. So congratulations to him. Going into 5A. You had Deer Creek. I'm sorry, 6A small. I'm sorry, so 6A small. You had Deer Creek getting back on the winning track, beating Lawton up at Lawton, beating them 38-14. You know who they're doing on Thursday night. You had that Muskogee Ruffers Birdman put on another show. The boy stays undefeated. 2 weeks he'll have a big time game against who? Stillwater. Both teams, if they both win this Friday night, they both come in undefeated, man. You know what? I think they only played 9 games.
Two good quarterbacks.
Yeah, 2 great quarterbacks, Gundy versus the Bird. So, big time deal. That's for the district championship. But like I said, they took care of Tahlequah 48-13. That's big time. You know, Booker T's finding a way to get back on the map, man. And Birdman to face Booker T this week. Booker T beat who did they beat? They beat one of them bad teams, 80-0. It tells you right there is how bad it is. The other team they even put the other team's name on the board. But Booker T's found a way. They won some games now. They sitting pretty good. We're gonna jump into the 5A real quick. We talked to the man Reed DeQuasie.
Yeah.
Getting back himself. Being that big boost for the Colorado Titans. Getting them back in the game and winning the ball game. Like I said, before he jumped, he came in. They was down 4-3. Ended up winning the ball game pretty good. What was it, 31-24 was the final. Good game from Taffy. I thought he ran the ball a little bit better the week against, when I saw him against Guthrie. Like I said, he just got that D1 commit to Lindenwood. So congratulations to him and keep doing big things, young man. I tell you, the team that's hot right now that nobody probably wanted to face is the Memphis City Bombers, man. They're doing big things. Urban is saying, hey, it's my senior year. I'm going to put these Bombers on my back. And they're starting to find ways to win. They went down to Tulsa. Who did they play? Lawton Mac beat them. Beat them pretty good. What was the final? 37-14.
Yeah.
Dell City.
63-21.
Dell City 63-21. And what was my man? D Nice was what?
D Nice.
He was nice. 16 for 24 for 254 yards and 2 TDs. He might lead 5A. He might lead 5A QBs.
And what?
Touchdown, throwing.
I don't know, because DJ does a lot for Midwest City.
I don't think he does a lot of passing though.
Yeah, possibly.
So we have to look that into.
In the last 2 weeks, D Nice has been nice with the passing game. But shout out to Collier. All his Middale teams have a really good chance of going into the playoffs as the number 1 seed. And I don't know if that's ever happened in Middale history to be in the same class going in. Number 1 seed, all 3 teams winning their district with a chance, 2 of the teams, to see each other in the state game.
Man, how do you do that though? So
that's nice.
What does he sit at though during that game? Is he staying in the middle? I think he should stay on a 50.
Right? You know what?
He just gotta stay on the 50.
Yeah.
He got to give him a shirt.
He got to be in the press box or something. They can give him a raise because That's real nice.
But I'm gonna say he needs to go. He needs to go down to Gregory's because Twigs ain't here no more. Or maybe my man Chris Crawford can take care of him.
Yeah.
He need to get him a shirt that says River City, Carl Albert, and Dell City.
Yeah.
All on one.
Yes.
Because he balling like that right
Right.
now. Because like you said, that's pretty amazing to see. I don't know what that is. To see all three. We got bugs flying at us. We got 3 teams that's going to make it to the the playoffs, and all 3 of them got a chance to win district. So that's big time. Who else we got?
Why don't you bring him on the show next week or upcoming close to the playoffs and pick his brain a little bit about
We can call him.
his Middale teams.
We'll call him.
Okay.
We'll call him. Who else we got? Who else we got?
You had
That was 5A.
yeah. that
Oh
was
no,
five.
we still got a couple of teams. We still got Coweta.
Coweta remains undefeated, beating Durant 58-6. Can't wait to see them face Dale City in a few weeks.
Woo wee! Coach
that
Jones.
was- that was
Hey,
the
I gotta
time-
ask you: is Jones ready? Is Jones ready?
I believe he's ready.
You gotta get. What's our favorite line? What?
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
That's it, Coach Jones.
He's been playing like he's ready.
Hey, everybody talking about Coweta. Everybody.
Everybody.
The man from Grove, Oklahoma. What did he say?
Yeah, he remembered him back from middle school.
Middle school. That's the
Yeah,
whole team.
that's his first injury. He got to get some get back.
He got to get some get back. Who else we got before we go to we can finish 5A real quick, and then we'll take a break and bring my man on from Biggs. We talked about Collinsville beating up on Rogers, and like I said, they have a tough game this week against Grove. That should be for the district championship. And I mean, I just tell you right now, man, these next few weeks is gonna be exciting high school football. We rolling. That's what we do over here. Keep it 100. We're right back after what?
After one of our sponsors.
Keep it at 100. Oklahoma High School Sports.
With 25 years experience in the industry, Linex Customs OKC is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle accessory needs. Specializing in spray-in liners, lifts, levels, wheels, tires, bed covers, and anything else you need to make your ride look and sound better. Call Eric and the boys at 405-778-8878.
We're going to finish the show off with a little bit of recap and then week 8. And then, hey, we'll bring another hot show next week.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So where did we leave off? I think we left off right before we got to 4A.
Yes, sir.
All right, so 4A, our guys over at Hera, they're struggling this season.
Woo!
They're a young team. They're, I guess you could say they're kind of in a reload situation. They got some young guys that are definitely talented.
Hold in there, Coach Blink. Hold in.
Yeah, and they lose to Newcastle 57-6. They're 1-6 this year. Definitely not the season that they're expecting to have, but I think they'll be back next year, most definitely.
Real quick on Newcastle, though, Big E. I mean, that's that's our man Goose and those guys over there at Newcastle. Only got only one loss in district, and that was against Blanchard, which Blanchard knocked off Tuttle. So Blanchard sitting in the driver's seat. But it seems like if Newcastle can go knock off Tuttle here in the next few weeks, they can get that number 2 seed. So good luck to those boys. They out there balling still too. So good luck to Newcastle.
Absolutely. And then you had Elk City and Chickasha. Elk City gets the win 51-14. Chickasha is looking real good, They had that game against Carl Albert. They get beat up, and then
You mean Elk
Elk
City?
City.
Elk City. My apologies. Yes, Elk City. They get beat by Carl Albert, and added some fuel to the fire. I guess they didn't want that to happen again, so they've been playing with a chip on their shoulder the rest of the season. So, moving on, you got Cushing beating was that Blanchard? Or,
No. You got Bethany. You got Bethany beat Tecumseh 41-0. They keep rolling.
Gotcha. I see.
And then you got Cushing. They beat up on who did they? Man,
McLean?
who did Cushing? I know they got the best QB.
One more time. McLean?
Was it McLean? Was it McLean?
So,
Yeah, they beat up on McLean 63.
or Catoosa?
Was it Catoosa?
Yeah.
Like I said, Cushing, sitting at the number 1, and I think they're the best team in 4A. With the quarterback, Blaze, they got to commit to, New Mexico State, so they're doing big things. Then you got Blanchard knocking off Class in SSS, 42-20, and then you got Tuttle.
It was McLean.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Then you got Tuttle knocking off Bridge Creek 38-10, and then we're gonna move smooth right on into 3A.
Yeah, so in 3A, you had Metro Christian staying undefeated, beating Kingfisher 42-7. You had Verdigris beating Cassia Hall 17-0. And then you got Lincoln Christian shutting out Seminole 49-0.
Woo!
And then 2A, you got Rejoice Christian beating Veneta 55-28.
I mean, I got to ask this question, though.
What's that?
He talked about his team, Beggs, got beat by Rejoice 70-16,
He said
right?
he ain't letting that happen again.
But I'm going to ask you, how you going to, I don't know the point difference. I mean, but how you going to get those points?
Defense wins championships.
I mean, you gave up 70. Are they going to bring in a whole new defense?
They're bringing in a whole new game plan, and they're sticking together just as he said.
Okay.
They're ready.
Okay.
They were just asleep. They got woke up.
They got woke up?
Now they ready, playing with a chip on their shoulder. You heard the man.
Okay. I'm just asking because I know a couple times when Cha played Stillwater, and he can vouch for this, man, and Stillwater beat him like 60-6, and then and it happened again. So I just want to know how you're gonna make those points, and that's a lot. It's different trying to make up 14 points, but you're trying to make up 40-some points. Whew.
Yeah.
That's my thought. I'm just keeping it
100.
Okay. Keep going. I won't interrupt no more.
Moving on through 2A, you got Washington beating Lindsay. Washington stays undefeated, beating Lindsay 42-6. And then you got Millwood beating
Falcons.
the Falcons.
5-1.
5-1, beating Newkirk 44-0. And then the last game over here in 2A we'll talk about is Davis beating Marietta 49-30.
Man.
So, we got, so that'll do it for the recap. And then we got some games that I have highlighted for this upcoming week. Week 8. There's some big matchups across the state this week. You got in 6A1, you got Moore and Norman North. I think that'll be probably the best matchup this week. A bunch of good teams in 6A1, but the matchups really aren't too great. But you got this game right here. This is one that you should have circled. Norman North. We've been talking about them. They got that quarterback over there.
What's his name again?
6 Killer.
6 Killer.
Then you got Moore, first-year head coach, and I forget his name every time, even though he was my coach. I apologize. It's
Coach Bryant.
Coach Bryant. There you go.
But Coach Bryant's got to win this game. If he has any chance to get into the playoffs, he's gonna have to knock off Norman North. And I think Norman North is one of the hottest teams right now. It's gonna be hard to knock off a team that's already knocked off Jinx and knocked off Broken Arrow. So it's gonna be tough. So Coach Bryant, good luck to you and the boys.
Yes, sir. And then in 6A2, matchup that I'd look forward to is Muskogee and Booker T. Washington. We keep talking about Muskogee, and they keep winning. And then Booker T. Washington, they're one of those teams that you can never take lightly to, regardless of what kind of season they're having. They can always come out and sting you, sting you. They're the Hornets.
Yeah.
So there you
just
go.
wanted to throw that in there.
But you got Muskogee. They're still doing their thing. It seems like Jamarian keeps getting better every week, and he has his receivers that keep doing making him look good, and so that'll be a good game right there.
8.
Yes, sir.
Real quick on that game, Big E. Going into that game, Muskogee will play this game this Friday night against Booker T. Then they'll have a week off to prepare for Stillwater. So one thing I hope that Muskogee's not doing is overlooking Booker T, because Booker T is still Booker T with great athletes. So make sure they're not doing that. But that should be a game here in a few weeks that we're going to jump on that highway and go catch.
Sir. And then you got, moving on to 5A, two games that we've already talked a lot about, and that's Carl Albert versus Guthrie, and then you got Grove versus Collinsville. That Grove versus Collinsville game, both those teams go in undefeated, and this game will likely be for their district championship. So, and then you got Carl Albert versus Guthrie. Carl Albert's after last week, they're in the driver's seat to win that district, but they got some tough teams standing in front of them, and Guthrie, and after Guthrie they got that bye week, so this will be a big game for them. Last year is a really close game. Y'all had the opportunity to go to that one in the Rock, and I'm sure it'll be a great one this year as well. So, then moving on to 3A, we will highlight 4A, but there just wasn't a whole lot of matchups worth mentioning. Not taking away anything from those 4A teams, but they're a little what's the word? I can't find the word right now. But anyway, we'll move on to 3A. You got Stigler versus Lincoln Christian. Both teams only having one loss. Again, it seems like this will be for their district championship as well. So, Lincoln Christian, they've been doing their thing in 3A for the past several seasons. They've been kind of one of those teams to beat. And then Stigler, they're one of those teams that are always in the mix. Just haven't been able to get over that hump yet, so they're looking to be able to do that this season. And then in 2A, I have a couple of games highlighted in 2A as well. You got Millwood versus Oklahoma Christian. That should be a pretty good matchup right there.
I think Oklahoma Christian's undefeated, I think.
I believe so as well.
Yes,
either that or one loss.
Yes,
and then, and then a game that we talked about earlier when we had Mr. Red Martell on, Kiefer versus Beggs. Beggs are undefeated in district, and Kiefer they're undefeated as well overall on the season. And it looks like Red had said earlier in the show that this will be for their district championship. So good luck to all the teams. Obviously there can only be one winner, but just go out there and play your best ball, have fun. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, having fun. Good luck to all the teams across the state this week.
Yep.
But I got to say one thing.
Yeah.
What other podcast can bring three different players on? 3 different players. Reed DeQuasie.
Yep. Red Martell.
Emmanuel
Crawford. 2 great running backs. A young man is just probably one of the best athletes in the state of Oklahoma. And Reed DeQuasie coming back off a collarbone injury, man, and they missed a beat, man.
Nope.
They said like riding the bike, right?
Sir.
And he's riding that bike.
Yep.
And he got the chance to ride him all the way to the state championship. But there's some teams in his way.
Right.
Yep.
Grove.
All right.
That's
Well,
right.
we want to thank and appreciate everybody.
Why you ain't looking at me? Come on, man, give me some love.
What's on your mind, RT, before I close this thing out?
Hey,
listen to what he said. Grove.
Maybe I just like saying it.
He's working on that radio voice.
Yeah, he is.
Somebody said, man, Tony, you got a radio voice. So you mean he said, because it's good to have your voice and not your face. I love it. I love these guys, man. I love to spend my Sunday afternoon with these guys. And we right on time.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
RT happy.
Man.
He gonna give you a Big Mac.
Is that gonna be like the appetizer?
Well, Jessica only gave me some chips, I'm hungry.
Man, you're not gonna say that about this. You're gonna be eating Baxter's dog food.
Man, you know what, man? I love my Saturdays. Man, we've been eating at that Ted's. It's so bad. I eat at that Ted's every Saturday night now.
Yeah.
Them wings go hard. Boy.
Yeah.
Ted's, I'm gonna give you a shout out.
Oh,
folks,
I thought you said Ted's.
No, we had Ted's the other day for Zoe's birthday, man. Like I said, man,
Z.
Z, you around? Come see me, Z. Hey, I just tell you though, man, I love working with these guys, man. I got the best job, and podcasting, man. And I know sometimes we might go hard in the paint, but man, it's so fun to do this job with these 2 men. All the stuff they do behind the scene, and we just keep growing and growing. Like I said, we're looking for sponsorships, so if anybody want to sponsor with the Keeper 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. Hey, here she is.
That's birthday girl.
That's my baby girl. She just turned 12, Z. Talk to us real quick, man. Come stand right here, man. How's it going?
Good.
Well, what's going on, man? How's middle school basketball? I know we ain't playing no AAU. How's middle school basketball going right now?
It's good. It's just a little different from AAU because you're used to like all your teammates, but whenever you go to middle school, it's like a whole bunch of different girls that you're not really used to playing with.
Okay.
So how do you feel about the Titans this year? The 6th grade team. What do you think y'all can do?
I think we're gonna do really good. I mean, from Friday you were at our or Thursday you were at our practice, and we were playing cutthroat, and our 6th grade team was beating 7th and 8th grade, and I'm pretty proud of us.
Okay.
Hey,
you should be.
Hey, so Coach Rich, you got something to look forward to up at the high school?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, tell us a little bit about some of your players you got on the team, on the 6th grade team.
So we have Vanessa. She transferred over from Choctaw,
Whoop!
and she's actually really good. She's a good shooter. She can look through the court and really good. And then we have the 2 Crawford twins. They're huge, so they're gonna do a lot of dirty work down there in the coast. So, and then we have me, the point guard.
Okay.
And I think we're gonna do really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Then we have our other people, and that's like Gabby, Avery, Mason, and they're really good too. So I think we're gonna have a good squad.
Man, you know what, Z, I like about it, man, because it's all about the what. It's all about the what. It's about the team.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about you, man. I mean, you're not selfish. You got to do some great things. If you're at Carl Albert, we decide to go. Like I said, I mean, I know you like Carl Albert. As a parent, you got to do what's best for your kid. That's keeping it 100. I had to do that with my son. Gabe and Deshaun. Ended up going over to the Choctaw. They was at Carl Albert, but Carl Albert's wrestling program is not where it's at now. So congratulations to Coach Hodges.
Yeah, Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. That's what we do. But I love Hodges. He's working with my son. But I just say Zoe's excited about what they have over there. I know Chris Crawford, me and him's talked. I know he's excited. Like I said, adding Vanessa, coming over is a big piece. Another great defensive player, another good guard. They can, now move. Zoe can go to the shooting guard at times. So, like I said, I know Coach E and Eddie and who are some of your other coaches?
Danae and Coach Richards.
I know they're excited about what they got. An 8th grade team, like you're saying, they're good. I know they got them the other day, but I'm going to tell you right now, them 8th grade girls ain't going to put up with that. But I want to bring my baby home because it's her birthday. She does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. She loves Keep It 100. She loves her some RT and Ethan. Coach Jones, man, she asks me every day, you got a show? And so a lot of times we like to bring her on because, like I said, she does a lot for our show, man, and along with my wife. So I just wanted to tell you happy birthday. I am lucky to have a daughter like this young lady. She's very humble. My granddaughter wants to come in here, but I ain't going to let her come in. But baby, I love you. I love you. Here she comes. No, you can't get out of this. This is Zoe's time. Come on here and say hi to Papa. Come here. Come here real quick. I got to let my grandbaby in, man. I don't know what she dressed. What she dressed up at? Batgirl. Hey, she got, that's where I got my bat phone from. Yeah. So I even say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah. Well, folks, man, like I said, we love you. We appreciate you, man. We thank you for watching Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. We like giving back to these young men. Like I said, we will be doing our scholarship. Make sure you put our website up if you can. I think it's T. Johnson, Tony Johnson. Okay, God dang it. I suck.
We'll get it all figured out and we'll have it in the description for you. So, we appreciate you guys for tuning in to another great episode of Keep It 100.
Keep It 100, folks. Keep it 100. It's the only way to be, man, because if you fake, you're going to get caught up.
Man,
that's
said it late but got it straight.
Said it late but got it straight, man. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week. What? And keep it what?
100 Oklahoma High School Sports. See you.
I gotta keep it 100. My man keep it 100. My ladies keep it 100. My peoples keep it 100. One hundred.